Threed stands tall, a shining beacon on a hill. Her light is known and felt throughout the land. There is no doubt in my mind, faithful listener, that you have come to know and love this light, as all of Threed's true children do. But not all are graced by such goodness. Our expert reporters have worked tirelessly to bring you the latest updates from the most wanted criminals in the Badlands. The Twin River Trio continue their vicious exploits, spreading disharmony and discord throughout the land. Stay cautious, dear listener. Do not fall sway to the path of the wicked. The forces of evil are at work even now, plotting the downfall of peace and prosperity. Be vigilant. Our little criminals make their way for Blackthorn Hollow, hoping to enlist more recruits in their campaign of carnage. Salome Breyer Jameson, murderer of her husband, beloved philanthropist Thaddeus Jameson, travels with Stump Steenling, delinquent father and member of the dreaded Hazak gang. Reporters on the ground tell us that Steenling has also been selling a new drug, known to Badlanders as Special Rocks. Joining them is Hayden Kincaid, a bounty hunter, an enemy of the church, whose shape-shifting power marks them an ever-present threat to our community. The Twin River Trio stop for rest at the Bogland Brew, the very night the tavern master is murdered at his post. A mere coincidence, dear listener? Perhaps it is also a coincidence that they are joined by one of the most ruthless cattle thieves in the land, Belinda Bartle, and Shorna Ursula, a shape-shifting werebear, the latter of whom, it must be known, was also a victim of Stump's life of crime. All coincidences, I'm sure. Well, this motley crew of coincidences encounters a devilish creature of unknown origin, nicknamed the Beast of Blackthorn Bog by the village folk. They work together to bring down the creature, but only after it has already eliminated almost all the defenseless citizens of Boiling Brook. One can only imagine the profit our trio has turned from looting the wreckage of this ghost town. Quite a heroic bunch, Arriving in Blackthorn Hollow, our three little murderers find the townspeople under threat, not just physically, but spiritually. For while they must contend with more of that same creature which plagued Boiling Brook, they must also be wary of the dark witchcraft of the Breyer sisters. This coven of so-called healers has driven the people of Blackthorn Hollow deep underground and trapped them behind a wall of thorns. Sources say they mean to sacrifice the townspeople to appease the dreaded beasts under the refinery. The source of the eldritch beasts is found to be Dr. Aletna Moribund, once a prestigious woman scientist in Threed, driven insane by a prolonged exposure to the Badlands. Take heed, citizen. Such wasted lands lay waste to mines. Our criminals waste no time in locating and dispatching Dr. Moribund and her lover with extreme prejudice, which one must speculate may be due to her Threedian upbringing. Prior to her death, Dr. Moribund had been researching the Wellspring, a source of power and potential contained within every human being. Who knows what good the doctor could have done had she not met such a violent and untimely end. It is during this conflict that Stump finally reaches the pivotal point that awaits all who travel down his unholy path. He forges a demonic pact, selling his soul to some red-eyed god in exchange for mystic powers. But know this, listeners, the easy way is never the right way, and Stump may find soon enough that when it comes to demons, the perks never outweigh the cost to be collected. With the townsfolk freed from the refinery, but not from the influence of witchcraft, our little murderers make their way out of the darkened refinery, returning to that den of thieves, Twin River. They enlist the Briar's sisters' help in corrupting Rat, a righteous avenger of the church, who was saved from life on the streets by our beloved Grand Inquisitor Courtois. And now, listener, I invite you to picture a scenario. You're ready for your morning commute. You've just kissed your darling wife goodbye, given your boy a loving pat on the head, and walked out your front door. You breathe in the crisp morning air, confident and ready for a day of work in service of Threed. But as you walk down the steps, you spot movement in the shadows of your stoop. A young urchin lurks in the space outside your door. But wait, don't look away, dear listener, for this is the subject of our scenario. Note the boy's inattention to personal hygiene, the lazy look in his eye, eager for a quick buck from an unsuspecting passerby. Perhaps now you wonder to yourself, why would anyone choose to live like this? How can this boy be allowed to squat while you work hard every day to support your family? Well, worry not, for our protector and champion, Minister Tiberius Jameson, has asked the same questions. Put a shovel in that boy's hand, says Jameson, and put him to work. We're all better for it. Listener, I encourage you, vote yes on Prop 4. The Piper Initiative is ready to clean our streets, replacing unruly unfortunates and lazy layabouts with hard-working young laborers, ready at last to carry their weight in our fair city. For it is only when we all work together that a better Threed is possible. The Briars send our little murderers to get help from a fellow force in the fight for evil. It seems that only the horn of a demonic Badlands trickster spirit known as Jack can pry Rat's mind away from his commitment to the eternal flame. The belligerent band steel themselves, ready to make fast friends with this putrid poltergeist. Our little trio of troublemakers find Jack and spare no time making deals with the devil. They're interrupted, however, by the arrival of a dashing hero, Stump's rival, reformed cat burglar, and Threed's own rising star, Flint Delgado, hopes to claim the Jackalope's horns for himself. The trios tussle, and Stump finally completes his path into darkness, selling his soul and body entirely to the demon Tom. Tom ends the row, but departs with Stump's body. Finally, some justice. And know this, dear listener, even now the wheels of justice move swift, and our two remaining criminals will not be safe from goodness forever. Democracy will win out. One must only have faith. This program sponsored by the Jameson Company. Jameson, dependable, the way family should be.